Our fifth stop this morning is at Stan Hunter's boat shop in Milford Bay, once again in Muskoka. Comfortable looking deck chairs here on a day cruiser by the name of Vagabond, obviously in for some repairs with Stan. Judging from the position of the steering wheel, my guess is this boat's 1920s. Obviously, it's a pretty durable boat to have made it into the 21st century. Here's a quick bow-in view of this lovely cruiser. Dare we show you another dippy this morning, viewers? I guess we can. The ubiquitous dippy. A great, great little boat. As somebody titled it in a book, the greatest little boat afloat. Dippies seem to be currently priced these days at between about $12,000 and $20,000, depending on condition. And we hear the Dispro Owners Association has more fun than anybody. They take their misery tours and go out on sometimes big waters and seem to survive intact. We're looking here at a hard shine Seabird. My guess would be 1950s, 1960s, early 60s. Planing hull, triple cockpit, with the added feature of a rear windshield. Nice boat. Seems to be in pretty solid condition. Just itching to get out on the water, I'm sure. Beside our triple cockpit Seabird is another Seabird, utility vessel this time. Looks like it's powered by a 4-cylinder Buchanan, judging by the size of the engine box. And the fact that Seabirds often use Buchanan engines. Spacious, practical boat. Ideal for Muskoka waters. This appears to be the spring of the gravette as well. Another gravette, a beautiful gravette, in for some would seem to be varnish work and refinishing work. This is really a magnificent boat. Top of the line upholstery. With that very particular gravette walk around between the cockpit and the second set of seats. I wonder if Stan finds the same level of difficulty in varnishing these decks as one of our previous exhibitors. Great boat.
The rowboat to the boathouse.
Viewers, you can see here how high the water levels are in Lake Muskoka, about 27 inches above normal. And Stan's boathouse, where he keeps his livery boats, his Duke Playmates, is certainly feeling the effects of that. Well, you know, looks like they're floating instead of being on piers.
So they probably want to.
Let's hope the water settles down soon.
So now they got 4 feet of water.
Here we are, viewers, outside Tom Adams' boat builder in Port Carling. I think this is stop 6, if I remember correctly. And Tom's been working on Miss Canada 4. They hope to have her ready for the Gravenhurst show this coming July 6th or 7th. They're on the final stages. Most of the hardware, all of the hardware has been reassembled. And they're waiting for the floodwaters to recede and some of the debris to get out of the water before they can do a wet water test. In terms of the fuel for Miss Canada viewers, she uses 112 octane and she goes through 90 gallons of fuel in 30 minutes. It's a lead-free gas and the tank holds about 94 gallons. The cost per gallon is $16.85. And there's supplemental fuel of a water methanol injection when the boat reaches over 110 miles an hour.
So I give you my card, but I'm interested in getting a V12 display motor.
Luckily, she's not used to go back and forth to work every day. As you can see, the instruments have been reassembled. Cockpits back in order. A little more finishing work to do. And here we have our 3,000 horsepower Rolls-Royce engine. For those interested, at 3,000 RPM, she's doing 137 miles an hour, and at 1,000 RPM, she's doing 45 miles an hour. Tom Adams tells me he doesn't want to put the final coats of varnish on until she's had a water test, which makes sense. And he doesn't want to put her in the water while there's, as I mentioned, while there's so much detritus around from the flooding. Going to be a lot of people looking forward to seeing this boat at the boat show in July. Hopefully she'll be in the water. Here we are on our next stop at Duke's in Port Carling, downtown Port Carling. And as you can see, the flooding of the Lake Muskoka rivers and lakes has certainly been hard on this shop. Ground level is closed for action and business. Obviously, I don't know if you can see it, but the dock is about probably 30 centimeters or a foot underwater here. The sooner we get back to normal in Muskoka, the better. We're looking here at a smallish Shepherd runabout, 4-cylinder universal engine. Still an inboard, not the not the inboard-outboard. Presumably, date-wise, this boat would be 50s. Still in relatively good shape. Quite a shallow draft on this one. Good small lake boat. Here we have Muskoka Memories, a big beefy Shepherd. Probably a 24-footer, I would think. 8-cylinder engine. Fairly simple interior. Likely one of the last, well, I wouldn't say that, I don't know honestly, but I wonder if it's late 50s, early 60s. Huge freeboard on these big Shepherds. Another great heavy water boat. This, viewers, is a Butson design, apparently. I've been told it's a new build. It's going to have a big open cockpit area in the rear part of the vessel, powered by a 5.7 MPI Mercury engine, monster engine. A lot of work to do yet with this boat. Mahogany planking, batten. Still with the air-conditioned stern. Transom. I'm sure that will be corrected before she goes in the water. We're looking here at a Duke utility, obviously nearing the final stages of its restoration. Ribs all in fine shape and good upholstery. Beautiful mirror-like finish on the varnish job. Once again, a very serviceable boat. Got seating for 8 or 10 people in this watercraft. There's a wonderful varnish smell here, viewers. I wish we could transmit that through the media of the internet, but obviously we can't do that. But for wooden boat lovers, there's nothing like the odor of fresh varnish. Once again, we have the steering wheel throttle, which I've heard on a number of occasions can be quite dangerous if you happen to get a shirt sleeve caught in it. We're looking here, viewers, at a 24-foot 1949 Gravette shear liner. It's got a slightly less curve off the deck. Dukes has put a number of new planks in it, a covering board, a new transom. The bottom was redone, so that didn't need redoing, but obviously a lot of new varnish, and boat's being treated to a new engine, which will obviously provide ample, reliable power. Dukes is another shop that is not into the use of epoxy. I prefer to work with the traditional materials.
You're right. Sandfield's putting my water.
Beautiful finish. Good chance she'll be ready for the water this summer, I would think, too. Our final stop today is a brief look at the Port Carling boats display. For any of our clients who have boats listed with us, I wanted to let you know that we've had probably 200 people today through this area, and we've had a very significant number of brochures taken with our boat listings, and also the Getting Away Cottage Directory Guide, which includes boats for sale from Port Carling Boats. Hope you enjoyed the tour this morning, and thank you very much for tuning into Port Carling Boats.